My name is Rachel Tabor, and I had the joy of watching First Date on Broadway HD, which I am loving because it means I get to see lots of different shows that I've never heard of or never got to see in person. So I'm really excited that that's part of our required reading. Dean Johnson directed this COVID-friendly edition of First Date, which is an edgy romantic comedy about a first date. Samantha Barks and Simon Lipkin play the couple on a date, and I was really excited when I saw that Barks was in this show because I adored her as Eponine in Les Miserables. She was in the movie and on Broadway. So I was like, ooh, this is going to be awesome because she's in it and she's great. I also knew about the show because I'm a big Broadway nerd, and I listened to on Broadway, the radio station on Sirius XM, satellite radio. And I'd heard some of the songs from First Date on there, and I was like, ooh, this sounds really interesting and really fun. So I wanted to see it. And also, I have a friend who's an actor, and he was in a touring company of this show, and he played Aaron. And I didn't get to see him when he was in my town. So ever since then, I'm like, someday I got to see that First Date. That looks like a really cool show. So this week was the time. So the story, the production begins with a very charming and adorable waiter who kind of introduces the show. And he welcomes everyone and says, I hope you enjoy this American musical played by a bunch of Brits during the middle of a global pandemic. So that was a fun way to get the show started. And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. So the show really starts with a song called The One. And we see screens of the five members of the cast. And I was like, ugh, this looks like a Zoom call. Is the whole thing just going to be them on Zoom saying the script and singing the songs? That's okay, but that's not what I was looking for. That's not what I wanted. But the first number was great. They were all primping and prepping to get ready for their dates and wondering, is this one going to be the one? Thankfully, the whole show was not on Zoom. It was just that first section. Because, it makes sense. They're all at home. They're getting ready for their date. So I was like, okay, that's a nice touch. But we get to this adorable restaurant setting, and that's where their date's going to take place. So I was like, whew, actual set. They get to be actually talking to each other in person. So I was like, yay. Both characters, Barks and Lipkin, portray the main characters, Casey and Aaron, wonderfully. Barks shines with Casey's quick wit and sarcasm. And Lipkin, who plays Aaron, charms us with his awkward nerdiness, and he's just like adorable. There's a lot of adorable things happening in this play. And my favorite thing is that we get to explore the inner workings and the innermost thoughts of these two characters as they're on a date. They second guess themselves, and it's all through song, and it's just great. So Lipkin and Barks do a great job, like I said. But really the supporting cast, the other three in the cast, they steal the show. They were so much fun to watch, and they wore so many different hats. Crazy, outrageous hats. They were Casey's ex-boyfriends in one song, and her conscious sister, Angel on her shoulder, in another. And another one played Aaron's kind of not so nice player type best friend, and it was kind of the devil on his shoulder. So I was blown away by the supporting cast. They were fantastic. And during the song that says the World Wide Web is forever, it's about how Google keeps everything forever, so your past, you can't get away from your past. And they're Googling each other on the date. So during that song, in a dance break, they have their typing computer or keyboards, and they type the keys, but it sounds like tap dance. So it's kind of a little nod back to old Hollywood and big dance numbers, dance breaks like that. I was like, I laughed out loud. It was fantastic. So, and although through most of the show there's edgy humor and they want you to get a laugh and you want to feel the awkwardness, there was also some really touching moments. So there's a song where Aaron, he's talking about his mother who's passed away, and she wrote him a letter, and so he sings the letter to himself when he was in high school. And I was like, okay, there was definitely some tears that were welling up in my eyes at that moment. So, first date. I literally laughed, cried, felt super awkward. This unconventional romantic comedy will give you all the warm and fuzzy feelings and a little bit of awkwardness that is always kind of there too. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.